Throw it down, big man.
Welcome everybody to the Throw It Down Big Fella Podcast 2023 Year in Review Special. We are here. I am Greg, along with my co-host Darian, who is feeling much better from last week.
Oh man, the flu tried to take me out last week. It was pretty disrespectful, but I mean, I need everybody to stay safe, stay healthy as much as possible, especially coming into the holiday weekend and stuff. So, the flu ain't no joke. I know we went through a couple of NFL locker rooms this past week, so I ain't the only one that felt this flu out here. I know our boy Toby, he ain't feeling well either. He just texted us not too long ago. So, I mean, like I said, I'm hoping everybody's, staying healthy and stuff. And yeah, just try to stay clean, stay healthy, because that flu ain't no joke.
It ain't no joke. You're sounding better. You're looking better. The holiday season's coming up, like you said. So this will be our last episode of the year. Like I said, it's the year in review, Darren. This is everything that's happened in the past 12 months. Let's talk about the Tyre Nichols. And of course, so much to unpack. Of course, there's going on trial. It'll probably start next year. Of course, we saw the video, the 5 police officers killing Tyre Nichols. So we're there. We're here. The whole news. I'm the photographer. You're producing and all that. So initially, what are your thoughts about this entire Tyre Nichols thing, and what can we expect next year when the trial starts?
I know we're going into federal charges and whatnot, and people are gonna have to own up to what happened to Tyre. It's always a sad situation whenever you see a life gets taken away, especially whenever they're already handcuffed. It should be in the protection of the ones that are protecting us. And the fact that, they were supposed to be doing their jobs, but they used their own power to their own benefits. And you just can't do that whenever you're supposed to be the heroes out here. We already got enough stuff going on with regular criminals out on the streets and stuff. We don't need the quote unquote best in blue to be enemies also. So they gotta own up to what happened, and eventually we'll go ahead and see how these charges set out. But it's just I can't believe it happened earlier this year.
Mm-hmm.
That it felt like it's been longer than that. It felt like it happened last year. I remember I was talking to one of our coworkers about it, and I was just like, wow. Did that really? Did Tyre Nichols, all that happened this year?
Mm-hmm.
Man, it's just crazy how wild of a calendar year it's been.
Yeah, I mean, like I remember the video came out Friday, and it was like everybody had a hold of it, from all of us in Memphis to CNN. Everybody got a hold of it that Friday, and we watched it. Everybody has watched the video at this point. Just to watch it, it reminds me of the Rodney King thing. And like I was too young to kind of know how the impact that would be, like Rodney King thing. This, like you see it from point A to point B. What exactly did to Tyre Nichols on that night? Him crying for his mom. He's literally right around the block. Like I remember me shooting with April Thompson, like his house was literally like 2 minutes away. Like and it was just like all this, like it was just crazy. Like I never would have, after George Floyd, we kind of was like, maybe it'll get better. We won't probably have another situation like that again. We got something 10 times worse. And so I hope justice is served. I hope it's resolved into 2024. But what a way to start off this calendar year, that entire thing. It's just, it was crazy. And it was just, I don't know. It was just one of those things that we will always remember. So, anything else you want to add on that, or?
There's nothing else I can add on that. Like I just said, I mean, accountability is going to have to be upheld, and so we're gonna see how all that falls out in this coming up year.
February, the Super Bowl. Of course, we go through January to playoffs, and we end in February with the Eagles and Chiefs, Kelce versus Kelce, all in Arizona. Heartbreak City for me. I thought we had Kansas City on the ropes. I thought we had them. I really thought we had them, but then it didn't happen. And Mahomes and them found a way to win. It was a good Super Bowl. It was a good Super Bowl.
I mean, it was a cool Super Bowl. I mean, the storyline leading up to it about the first Super Bowl, the two black quarterbacks, the first Super Bowl. Well, not really the first Super Bowl, but you got the Kelce Bowl with their moms being in the stands and whatnot. I mean, it was a cool little Super Bowl leading up to it. But
right.
I mean, we kind of knew what going on at the time. So,
and you kind of see, you kind of see right now with the Eagles, the Super Bowl hangover is kind of they're going through right now. Lost 3 in a row, and just bad fashion, losing to the 49ers, getting blown out by the 49ers, getting blown out by the Cowboys right now, and losing to Seattle, Drew Lock. Just
that Seattle game, that one was surprising.
God.
Lose to Seattle, and that was a road game, correct?
It was a Monday night, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
think graciously their last 3 games, 2 against the Giants and 1 against Arizona, I think they got it. I think they've lucked up, and I think they're gonna win the next 3 and win the division. I think the Cowboys and the Dolphins. I'm hoping the Dolphins. I know we're supposed to be biased and keep it like what we see and all that. I hope the Dolphins beat the Cowboys. I really do. Like, I don't want no X's and O's talk. They're both evenly matched. They're both bullies. They both beat up on bad teams. We know how they roll, but I need the Dolphins to win so we can get division because I don't want to be on. I want us to get at least number 2 seed. I know 49ers probably get that 1, so I just need the Dolphins to do the Eagles a favor, or Detroit, whoever. Pick your poison. I need them to beat the Cowboys for me. So, yeah. So
I mean that game is gonna be pretty telling for both teams. If the Dolphins can beat the Cowboys, it damn near be one of the most legit wins on the Dolphins schedule. Because I mean, they haven't really just played anybody. We know their division is pretty garbage outside of Buffalo, but I mean Buffalo has been pretty fickle. But I mean, I still feel like Buffalo isn't a team that you want to see if they make the playoffs. Because I mean, if you catch Buffalo on the right day, it's going to be a long day for you. And so,
look what they did to the Cowboys.
The Dolphins, but the problem with the Cowboys is they cool at home, but they don't know how to pack their game on the road.
Right.
It seems like they leave their game behind every single time they hit the road, and at the end of the day, we all know at the end of the day, the NFC going to have to run through San Francisco.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, we want the rematch. Of course, February, they leading up to the Super Bowl, they knocked Brock Purdy out the game, knocked out the backup quarterback, Josh Johnson, I believe knocked him out. So they want revenge, and they got their revenge this season, coming in this season. So we need to go back and forth to the Bay Area. We need to go back there and beat them. So it's setting up for 49ers and Eagles. It's setting it up. We know. Let's talk about the WWE merging with UFC. One of the shocking, I didn't think this would happen. I didn't think, we kept thinking for decades that these two don't like each other. Like, they just genuinely don't want to do business with each other. They don't want to have they don't want no type of business with each other. The fact that Triple H, it's crazy. Go ahead.
That's what it is, really. It's because Triple H. I mean, if it was still ran by Vince McMahon, we wouldn't see a deal like that. And I guess WWE always saw the USC. Well, excuse me. I guess USC has always seen the WWE as the parody of them. The glitz and glamour of the USC and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, that merger is going to be pretty beneficial for both parties. We still haven't quote unquote seen anything from this merger yet, but I mean the underlinings are there. I mean Ronda Rousey, um, Brock Lesnar. We seen these transitions between WWE, UFC, UFC, WWE, and so I mean the possibilities could be endless at this point. You Conor McGregor, Israel, only Sonya, just anybody from UFC could pop up into WWE because I mean it's WWE. Yeah, we got Logan Paul in WWE. We
Yeah.
we have we could throw it all the way back to Mike Tyson being in WWF
Go
and
back.
Floyd Money Mayweather fighting Big Show and stuff. So I mean, the
It's
crossover is there, and we just haven't seen it yet because the merger is still kind of new. We just got to see what the road to WrestleMania has for that merger, and just see what they're gonna do. So honestly, the bigger merger is really between PFL and Bellator. If we really want to talk about, two combat sports mergers of this calendar year, that
mhm.
PFL Bellator merger, that's pretty legit.
Okay. Okay. While we're on WWE, Sasha Banks, it was trending today. Sasha Banks, your girl, do you think there's a possibility she's coming back to WWE? Is it a strong possibility? Give me a percentage. What you think?
It's crazy. I think she's already regretting not going ahead and trying to go back to WWE. Because if AEW really wanted her to come on over, they would have brought her on over by now. And the fact that and it's not really her fault because Loki got kind of injured wrestling for New Japan,
Mhm.
and she had to drop the title for a little bit and recover and whatnot. So she's kind of got a little setback going on. I believe she's back by now. I'm not really sure. I haven't really kept up with New Japan as of recently, but if the talks are true and stuff, and the possibility is there. I mean, if CM Punk could show up, I'm
Yeah.
sure they would love to have Sasha Banks come, especially with the fact that Charlotte Flair is going to be out for like 9 months with her butt being. She just got back 2 or 3 months ago, and now
Yeah.
she's back on the shelf for another 9. Yeah, so
When is
they need Sasha.
the conspiracy is now that Sasha's gonna win the Royal Rumble, 2024 Royal Rumble. That's the
I
see. I
don't
thought
think
it was
that's
gonna be
gonna
Jaded.
happen.
See, I thought it was
I
gonna
don't
be
think that
Jaded.
it's got to be Jade. It's
I
got to be
thought it
Jade.
was.
I'm still
But
on that.
but
No,
if Sasha signs with him, I mean, now it's like, I mean,
but the road that pay per view is the next month, ain't it? That's in
yeah, the
January, right?
20, yeah, that January 24th, January
I
24th.
don't. I don't. That's too early. I still don't see it. I think. I don't think you'll be able to see her then.
What?
She's probably, if anything, she's probably SummerSlam.
Mm. Well, we have plenty of time to digest all that Royal Rumble. That's gonna be fun. That
Oh,
Royal
for sure.
Rumble,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
gonna be fun.
Mm-hmm.
WWE seems like they're on the up, like they're trending up. Of course, we mentioned CM Punk, Randy Orton back. What is like? It's just so much to think about for 2024. Like that's WWE's on a, and then if like you said, UFC thing. Like we have to see how that's gonna play out next year. But I'm excited. WWE got some hot stuff coming, and I'm excited. This year, I don't know. It was just WrestleMania. You think about WrestleMania this year. You think about Roman
Mm-hmm.
Reigns domination. I don't know if they're getting sick
Mm-hmm.
of it. I don't know if they want to play this out a little bit longer, but we need something fresh and new. So hopefully we get it next year.
You
Hopefully.
can, and if I would have to put a wager down, you can expect Roman Reigns to drop that title, if not both titles, one of those titles, in the next calendar year. He's not going to be your Universal Undisputed Champion much longer, so he's gonna have to drop either both or one of those titles. I don't know to who,
Hmm.
but I really don't see him carrying out this next calendar year in 2024 as champion. I feel like that's just a bit too much. So
right. Gonna get to Ja Morant. Now it's everything. First, had the strip club incident in March, then had the Instagram post twice, back to back, suspended for the first 25 games, Ja. So just what was your initial thoughts about all this coming up to Ja back in March in April and all that?
man, I had to put myself back in my shoes because it's been a while. Because this Ja Morant situation, it's been up and down, and it's like at the time back in March, I believe that's when he met with Silver the first time, right? That I don't think that was the Jalen Rose interview, was it?
Well, it was the strip club thing.
That's right.
Strip club was March, yeah, and he had
That was what was that? That was in Denver.
it was in
Was that
Denver
the Denver
after
situation? Yeah,
the Nuggets game, yeah, the strip club.
man. Okay, so yeah, that was the broke the straw that broke the camel's back on that
Well,
situation. So I
well,
remember now.
yeah, it was the first strike, and then he did the Jalen Rose interview, and he was saying, it's not me, blah 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 blah." And then he got to the playoffs, and of course they lost in the first round to the Lakers. And then after that, I think it was a week after. That's when the first Instagram thing came out with his guns, and then
With Devontae.
with
No, that
Devontae.
wasn't the Devontae. Wait, was that the one with Devontae? Or was
Yes.
that the one before Devontae? Okay, yeah,
No, it
yeah,
was the
yeah,
one
yeah.
before. No, it was the one before. Then he said, it was messed up. I'm sorry." Then the second one, it was him, Devontae. So the first one was no 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 no
Mm-hmm.
no 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 no. The
Mm-hmm.
whole strip club thing was the first thing. I'm sorry. The first thing was the strip club. He was in the
Because
strip
yeah,
club.
that's
He
right.
had the
Because
gun.
they had the police.
Right.
Yeah, they had the whole investigation about it. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
And then the second one was with Devontae
With
with the
Devontae.
handgun and stuff.
That's
So
right. Yeah.
mhm.
Right.
um, it's just when the Denver one, it was just like, all right, man, just try to finish the season out as much as possible and whatnot,
Mm.
and you know it because you guys need to focus. You just played one of the best teams in the West, and I believe they lost that game too.
Yeah.
Uh,
They did.
before the strip club incident. So it's just like, man, you gotta get your head in the game. Is we on the road to the playoffs and whatnot. So
Hmm.
it's just something that no one really didn't want to see at the time. And
Right.
then you get to finally the off season, and I don't really fault him on that one. I mean, it's the off season. He ain't really got anything going on. And hell, even Devontae tried to hide the phone whenever Ja had brought the gun out and stuff. Because Devontae, he know what's going on too. So he ain't really just trying to mess Ja up like that.
Right.
And so he gotta Ja gotta get get his mind right, and that's what that 25 game suspension was about. And he even said in his press conference, he didn't, he wished that the 25 game suspension didn't happen, but he's glad it happened because it gave him the opportunity to find himself and to understand what he needs to be regarding an NBA player, a father, a family member, a brother, a son, and just being the best, quote unquote, being the best job that he can be.
Yeah. I just remember when it all broke down. I'm like, wow, I didn't know Ja Morant was like this. Like, I didn't know he was such a. I'm not calling Ja a gangster by any means, a thug or anything like that. I just
Yeah.
didn't know his lifestyle. Like, we know that he loves basketball, but we didn't know, like, personally who Ja Morant was. We didn't know he came up from this beginning, and it was South Carolina. Him and Zion are real close because they're from the same area, but we didn't know, like, this type of, and then everything else came out. The house basketball game with him and Josh Holloway, the incident at the Wolf Chase Mall with the
We'll chase
security guard
small.
there. Everything else came out around this whole strip club incident in Denver, and we were all of us collectively in Memphis was holding our breath like, we didn't know Ja Morant was like this. Like, he needs to get this together and all that. And now, of course, the NBA gave him a 25-game suspension. Fair or unfair? We thought it was like, okay. I just think because it was 25 because back-to-back Instagram stuff. He went back-to-back with it instead of just the one time. Like, he Adam Silver's like, I can't, you can't be playing me like this, man. Like, you got to do better. So 25 games came, like, and now he's back. He came back this week. Dropped 14 in the fourth quarter, 34 in the game. They knocked out
12.
He called 12 is back, man. 12 is back. Like their first game
we
back
tried
tonight.
What we all said in every podcast episode. Grizzly fans, just calm down.
Just wait.
Just wait it out.
Yeah.
Just wait. Just wait until 12 come back and look what happened. First game back, look what happened.
Zion.
So now I wish I was at the forum right now.
Yeah, I mean,
I wish I was at the forum right now. He currently got his first game back in the Grime house. I don't have the game in front of me right now.
They're up 19. They're up by 19 right now. They're putting it to him. I don't know if Hallenberg is playing or not. It's Tyrese Hall. I'm not sure, but they're getting blown out right now. The Indiana Pacers, and we'll get to later about the in-season tournament and the struggles of both the Pacers and the Lakers. Both of them are struggling since the in-season tournament. Lakers are especially.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's good to see Ja Morant back. Now that he's back and now that he's in full rare form, the expectations for the Grizzlies, I said it 2 weeks ago while we were in studio together. I really do think like they can get a play-in spot, play-in seed, something. Like, do you agree with that as well, or?
I feel like they'll pass the Utah Jazz. I think they're currently the ninth seed team right now. They also have to, pass my Golden State Warriors. We ain't gonna talk about that. Draymond,
we'll get to them.
Well,
we're gonna get to them.
About Draymond later. We'll get to him. But they'll have to pass. They'll have to pass the Warriors. I think the Rockets are around that area too. But the issue with that is they already played the Rockets twice without Ja. And I feel like the Rockets have already beat them twice. So I think they have the current tiebreaker over the Grizzlies.
3 times. They played them 3 times. They played them 3 times. Twice in Houston, 1 in Memphis. Last week, Dylan Brooks returned. He went off.
Yeah.
So they played them. They played him one more time, I believe. One more time. So
okay, they got him one more time.
Yes, they got him.
So hopefully they don't drop the tiebreaker to Houston. But right now, they down 2-1 to Houston regarding the divisional series and stuff. So
yeah,
that's gonna be a team they're going to have to watch out for if they're going to try to make that play-in spot. But like I said, I do feel like they should be able to hop past the Utah Jazz. It's going to be pretty close with the Golden State Warriors though. So I can see the Grizzlies making the play-in regarding if they make the playoffs. It may be a little bit too much for their plate, a little bit too much dip on their chip to make their playoff spot. But they should be able to go ahead and get like an 8 to 10 game winning streak going on. Start contending for those play-in positions, and we'll see where they at come the All-Star break and stuff.
Okay, exciting times to be in the blue Beale Street Bears. So. All right, let's get to the Memphis Tigers and let's go back to March, the March Madness opening round game against FAU. Some team.
I was sure about to say.
We don't know nothing about this team. Nothing about this FAU team. We're like, who is this team? So earlier before they played Memphis and FAU, Purdue got knocked out in stunning fashion, 1-16. We rarely see that. We've seen it a couple times, but to see Purdue
had one of the best players in the nation too. Had one of the best players in the nation too, and got knocked out. Yeah,
got knocked out, and we're thinking Memphis like, oh snap! Like we got opportunity here. Like if we knock out this whoever this team is from FAU, we don't know who they are. We can get. It's a sweet, smooth sailing Final Four, just automatic like Final Four. We were sadly mistaken. FAU came to play. Controversial play at all with the timeout that. Everybody sees the timeout being called. Nobody recognized it. it's the end of the career for Kendrick Davis, DeAndre Williams. Later
Kendrick
on,
Davis, yeah.
we find out DeAndre was trying to be eligible this year. Did not happen. So those main players are all gone. Penny just, it was crazy. I mean, your thoughts about just their loss and what they could have had that year in the March Madness?
It was very heartbreaking to see Memphis drop that game to FAU, especially knowing that FAU is going to be one of the newest American Athletic Conference teams.
Yep.
So seeing them drop that game, it was just like, ooh, that ain't good. That ain't good. Especially, and then it was excruciating. Not even worse. Whenever you saw the Cinderella run they put, especially whenever they beat Tennessee, like we could have had Memphis versus Tennessee in that in the tournament. I think they went on to play. Who they played after Tennessee?
What's the guy?
I feel like it was one of them blue bloods.
Kansas State. Kansas State. So they played in the Final Four game, and it went down to the wire, and they went down to the wire, and they won that game. UConn did. No, it wasn't. Was it UConn? No, it wasn't UConn. They played. It was San Diego State. I'm sorry, San Diego State. They played FAU, and it went down to the wire. San Diego State won. They played UConn. UConn blew them out. Wasn't even a close game. But that stung Memphis. But now you look at Memphis now this year, and they are rolling. Memphis Tigers are rolling this year. They just beat the brakes off of Virginia this past Tuesday. They play Vanderbilt this week coming up. They beat, who they play Saturday? Not Virginia. I'm drawing a blank. Clemson. I'm sorry, Clemson. Clemson was highly ranked, didn't lose anything. They beat Clemson, Virginia. They played Vanderbilt. They're rolling this year. And so, what are your expectations for the Memphis Tigers for 2024?
They're gonna have to be a Sweet 16 team. I got Sweet 16. I damn near got Elite 8.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna have to make it to the third week of the third round of the tournament. They're too good.
They're too good.
They just too damn good.
They are.
They done beat three straight top 25 teams, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Had the Ole Miss game.
Either
they
two
did.
Or three.
Clemson, Virginia. They did. Play Vanderbilt Saturday. But they got national televised game. People are recognizing who they are. They got to play FAU coming up. So if they beat FAU, that's another one. So FAU's top 25. So
if they beat FAU, then Memphis got to be a top 10 team.
Yeah,
they got to be easily a top 10 team.
Top 1-2 seed. I just wish Houston was in here, man. Houston and Memphis. I just wish. I know Houston had to go on to bigger, better stuff, but I mean in the Big 12. So I just wish Houston was still in this thing, But FAU and Memphis, that's going to be a rivalry. That's the new rivalry. That's the new Memphis Louisville. That's the new rivalry. That's
the new Memphis Louisville, Memphis Houston. That's the new Memphis rivalry right there. That's the new conference rivalry. So it's gonna be, man, that game gonna be nice.
It's gonna be nice.
Play each other.
I gotta make sure we go to that. Talk about LSU and Iowa. That was such a epic women's championship game. So epic. Like I've never seen a women's. You have to go back to Candace Parker and them back in those days. Like Jeannie, all that, Diana Taurasi, back to those days to get a epic final like we had Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. I know you watched the game. I watched it. What were your thoughts about that game and how LSU and Iowa they brought women's college basketball back on the market? Like,
man, seeing those two teams go at it and do what they needed to do, it was good. It was cool. You don't really see college women's basketball get the respect that they need to get, and to see the level of basketball play between both of those teams, along with at the time whenever what's her name was playing at Louisville,
Mm-hmm.
her name escapes me, but man, listen, there were some teams last year, and LSU and Iowa, they were just those two top tier echelon teams that just they brought it, and that's
Right.
why I don't know if you saw what happened. I think it was about a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the Hawkeyes they had an outdoor basketball game
Yeah.
in the football stadium
Yeah.
and sold that thing out.
It was like 100. What's the
Like
capacity level of that? I forgot. It was a lot. It was a record, like you
it,
said.
I don't think they used the whole entire stadium. They did what they do in Syracuse in the Carrier Dome,
Uh-huh.
and so but to still sell out those seats like that. Oh man, that should give
It was
you an
crazy.
understanding of how far women's basketball has come, and so hopefully um, what's her name from Iowa,
Caitlin Clark.
Kane Clark. Yeah,
Yeah.
whenever she go ahead and makes that transition to the WNBA, and Angel makes her transition to the WNBA, man, listen, that there you go.
There you go.
That's all
Uh,
you need. And then the WNBA, they already expanded teams and stuff. So
yeah.
it's gonna be the WNBA is gonna be there. They're gonna be looking like how they used to be looking in the early 2000s.
And so we had a highly debate about this. It was like a while back about the marketing for WNBA, and I just wish they would do more to promote it. You know what I mean? But like, it's to your point. Like, you have these stars to come in, they can only do anything but upgrade it. You know what I mean? And so I think if they're gonna upgrade it, they're gonna make it better than what it is. I just wish the marketing was better. You can't have a finals game on the same Sunday as NFL. It's just bad. It's a bad idea. It's a bad idea. Like, you can't. Nobody's gonna
I get it.
watch it. Nobody's gonna watch it. You gotta have it on a different day. That's what I'm saying. WNBA, and have it on TV, Twitter and Prime Video. Like, they gotta have some type of TV deal instead of ESPN. Like, have a
But I
WNBA
mean,
network.
it's,
Have their own network. Have their own network.
yeah,
Everybody else has their own network. NFL network,
they,
NHL.
no, they better share the NBA network. I'm telling you, they better share the NBA network because people already have the NBA network. It's on so many televisions already. Who gonna take out the time to either add the plan for the WNBA package or flip the channel to specifically the WNBA channel where they already have the NBA channel? If they just go ahead and they already put games, some WNBA games on the NBA TV
TV.
channel. So it's just like it's just easy. It's just easier for the WNBA to just
Just do that.
I wouldn't say piggyback off of them, but I mean they we all know that the NBA is gonna have to, and they kind of already do help the WNBA regarding some financial situations and stuff. So I mean, that's all it really is. It's just they just need a little bit more funding, a little bit more time, maybe a better TV deal. But I mean, we see some WNBA games on CBS, on Big Boy CBS
Yeah.
sometimes. So
Yeah. It's
they be on there. They be there. They got the Ion television. They be on ESPN every once in a while. It'd be nice to have a WNBA game on TNT. It'd be cool. I like that. I don't
They
think I
actually
don't
had
think we
that.
have that yet.
They actually had that from
Oh, we
women's
do?
college
They
basketball.
did?
They did. They had a Colorado and LSU had a game on TNT, and Candace Parker called it with somebody else, and that was pretty good, dope. Angel Reese and them, they lost. That was an upset. That was an upset. This coming up season,
Mm-hmm.
LSU lost to Colorado. Angel Reese, I hope she stayed. I hope she's on the up and end. She had a little trouble with her academics. I'm using quotations because we don't know, but
Right. Air quotes.
in quotes,
They wouldn't say.
academic. Kim Mulkey, she she goes to her own beat. She does what she wants to do. So hopefully that can get resolved. Those two, and they can probably repeat back to back champs. All right, let's switch over to back to the NBA. The Denver Nuggets domination this past season. They just rolled past the Timberwolves, rolled past the Suns, swept my LA Lakers, and managed for the Miami Heat to get one game, and they're NBA champions for the first time in franchise history. Just talk about their domination in the playoffs, the Denver Nuggets. Did you see it coming?
We all saw that coming. Oh yeah. We saw it in the regular season. How they were just the most dominant team in the West. We knew at the time the West was a better conference than the East anyway, and so it was just it was writing on the wall, in my opinion. I wasn't really surprised about the Denver domination in the playoffs. It was just the Joker doing Joker stuff, man. He's just a special player who just go out and play the game and just worry about his horses later on.
He's so work. This might be the most unflashiest NBA championship team I've ever seen in my entire life. Like they don't care about
unflashiest dude. Yeah.
It was just, and that's why during this whole finals run, it was just so boring to watch them play. It's like watching paint dry. Like I don't want to. They're just so dominant. And they're so damn good. Like I didn't want to. Like, but they're the most dominant team. Like I mean, I can't. If you go back NBA history, like the Lakers probably 02, 03, probably you guys with Kevin Durant and are they like actually the number one, like most dominant? Because I would figure you would have said Kevin Durant and Steph and them is clearly number one, but
nah.
That was a dominant team.
I think Jordan and his Bulls at the time. I think Jordan and his Bulls at the time, and did Kobe three-peat? Did Kobe and them three-peat?
They did.
Or were they close to three-peat?
They did. 2000 and 2001 too.
It says something when you're three-peat. You know what I'm saying? Because it's hard. You can get those first two championships, but three-peating.
Yeah.
Most teams don't get that three-peat. The Golden State Warriors can attest to that also. So I mean, I feel like it's those two teams are some of the most dominant teams, and then you can say either one of the Golden State Warrior teams, maybe the 72 team, the 72 win team, and then the Denver Nuggets team from this past year.
So what do you expect for the Nuggets for this year? Do you expect a repeat? What are the chances are they repeat for next year?
They could. They honestly could. Because I feel like people just already low-key, just dismissing them because they're not running the table like they were last year. But they just pretty much, they know who they are.
Yeah.
They know who they are. They don't have to try. They got that Golden State Warrior mentality. Just meet us in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
We don't really care about the regular season. Catch us in the playoffs and see what happens. And that's all it is with the Nuggets. The Nuggets, they just win for playoff basketball. Whenever playoff basketball come back around, you're gonna see when the Nuggets play.
Even though with Minnesota looking like they're looking, it's gonna be interesting to see.
It's gonna be interesting. Nevertheless, yeah, it's gonna be pretty. It's gonna be good basketball at the end of the day. It's gonna be really good basketball, even for the play-in. Like we talked about the Grizzlies and stuff. That play-in tournament gonna be nice.
It is
real basketball being played in that play-in.
It is. It always is. They did it again. Adam Silver and them. Kudos for the play-in. This in-season tournament we're gonna get into. It was just crazy. Let's just stick with NBA. Let's just stick with it. We talked about Draymond. Ja's issues. Let's talk about your boy Draymond. I'm gonna get the elephant out the room now. You were out last week with his suspension came, his hit on Nurkovic, I talked about it. I don't know if you heard what I said, but I actually defended Draymond. I actually think he needs
I
to
know.
get help. Just get help, and then come back because the NBA without
He does.
Draymond, we need Draymond, and so just going back to his behavior, the Rudy Gobert, Kahina clutch hold that you say, and the Nurkovic
You know,
back slap that he did, Kahina cut. Just what is going on with Draymond, and what needs to be done in order for him to get back to the NBA?
he's gonna have to calm it down a little bit. He thinking this is their late '80s, early '90s NBA, and he's just playing in the wrong time period. And you know honestly, what he doing out there compared to the late '80s, early '90s and stuff, what he doing is child's play.
It's child's play.
Because the NBA back then, Man, listen, what they looking at Draymond doing, they just like, oh, he going easy on these kids.
Right.
So, but that's not today's NBA, and he's going to have to find a way to be Draymond, but be Draymond in today's NBA. Like you just can't do the things that you do, Draymond. And it's really our fault, the Golden State Warriors and Steve Kerr's fault for just letting it go on so long. Because it's easy to do whenever he's on your own team, and just be like, oh, that's just Draymond. That's just how he is. He's just the enforcer on the court. He's not doing anything wrong. People be instigating him. He's just trying to defend himself and stuff. But I mean, honestly, listen, the list is so long.
Man.
And the reason why he has an indefinite suspension is he's a repeat offender. And when you're a repeat offender, it gets worse and worse and worse. It ain't supposed to be the same type of punishment. Listen, you're gonna have to sit down and find yourself for a little bit. And sit down and calm down for a little bit. So I'm really hoping he gets the help that he needs. And of course, the Golden State Warriors, they'll love to have him back as soon as possible. But you can't be just doing stuff and costing the team and thinking it's going to be okay. We need you on the court, Draymond. So
I couldn't have said it better myself.
He's just going to get their help.
He's gonna have how long do you think it's gonna be? Is it gonna be 25 like Ja, or is it gonna be 20? How long do you think this is?
I don't think it's gonna be 25. I don't think it's gonna be 25. It may be 20.
I'll say about 20. Okay, but
I can see 20.
But Ja, I mean, I'm sorry for Dre. Just we're praying for you, man. Get the help that you need to get. I mean, it's getting out of control, like you said. Like, think about all this happened in a year and a half span. The punch for Jordan Poole, the smack to Nurkic. I mean, I'm trying to go in order. I'm trying to think. It was the punch first. It was the choke by Rudy Gobert, chokehold by Rudy Gobert. The slap by Dirk.
The stomp. We can just don't with Sabonis, and we can go back a little bit further back in the last series with Brandon Clark.
Yeah,
you remember when you pulled Brandon Clark down?
The whole in the air. Yeah, that was crazy. That was like okay, and then he got ejected out, and I know like why is he ejected? Because you can't just grab somebody midair. Like you can't do that. That's 90s basketball, like you said. 90. If he was in a 90s basketball, he would have two black eyes, Draymond. He really would. Like, he would have two black eyes. He's getting
no, because people would put him in his place. And these players these days ain't going to say anything to him about it. That's why no one tried to take Rudy Gobert's back whenever he got that Kakina clutch on him.
They didn't really.
Because best believe if this was in the early 90s, late 80s, reinforcements would have been coming for Draymond.
Right. he would have came. They would have came for him. So I hope
So,
Draymond gets the help and he comes back a fully better 100%. Man, I mentioned Lakers winning the first season tournament, getting a banner. You said it last week, so just go ahead and reiterate it again. How dumb is it for them to have a banner for the in-season tournament?
now you agree that it's dumb now? Do you agree?
I think it's for them to put it in front of their
That's
whole
all I want to know.
championships. Like I don't get that.
Thank
Like
you.
I think they should probably have
Thank
it near
you.
the scoreboard, maybe. Like where LeBron puts his powder up and just have it right there. Like
Yeah.
I have it right
I
there.
I don't even think, like I said, I sent a screenshot to the group message of what I think they should have done, and is what the Phoenix Mercury, the NBA, WNBA does is they have their titles on the baseline on the court. I feel like it should have been a court design
Right. Like a
and
court,
a
yeah,
court edition instead of just yeah,
a
instead of
banner.
having a banner. Now it's cool because they made space. If you look at the banner, they made space for to put other years in it in case they win. And we should know that the Lakers are gonna probably win some more in season tournament. It's the Lakers, so they're gonna probably get some more years on that banner. But it's just I don't know. It's tacky to me. It
It
just
is.
looks tacky.
It's just too much. And then you think about all the championships they have, the eight from the '80s to the 2000s. Like this is
Yeah,
what
and,
they're
and
doing.
that's what they put it. They put it with the Minneapolis Lakers championships. They didn't
Mhm.
put it with the current LA Laker banners. They put it on the other side with the blue banners and stuff. So that's how much they shouldn't even have done a banner. If you're gonna put it with the Minneapolis Laker banners, then it's just like why even do it at all?
Right, right. I don't know. But I congratulate them on winning. I hope they figure it out because they're struggling. Like I said, they are slipping. The Pacers, actually, while we were talking about the Pacers and the Grizzlies, Ja's first game back, they were down by 20 something, and they've actually cut it to two going to halftime. The Pacers.
Oh
Tyrese Halliburton
Lord.
is playing. He's quietly has 7 points,
Oh,
but they've cut it down to two. Third quarter's about to start in a minute, but I don't know. If they find a way to slip up and lose this game, the Grizzlies, I don't know what they're gonna say, talk about tomorrow, but I don't
Lord.
know. But this is about
It's
Ja's
the Pacers,
return.
though.
The Pacers, yeah, but this is really about Ja's return. I get it, but you blow this, boy.
How many points y'all got going
Nine
on? Do you
points.
know? Do you know how many
Nine
points y'all have right now?
9 points. Yeah. Triple J has 16. He's the leading scorer right now.
Okay.
But yeah, they lose this game. Man, like I don't know. All right, let's if anything else NBA, let's go a little bit. We're gonna close this out real soon, you guys. I want to talk about this. The ESPN layoffs. I'm sorry. It was a major
Mm-hmm.
thing that happened. They got rid of a lot of people. Like, and of course they made room for Unc Shannon Sharp. They made room for Pat McAfee to come on ESPN. When you saw that list, the initial thought of all those people getting laid off and fired, what was your reaction to that?
It's not the first time we saw it. I
No.
mean, it's not going to be the last time we see it, and that's just life. That's just business. Especially whenever you're trying to bring in talent like Shannon Sharp and Pat McAfee. Um, those two acquisitions don't come cheap. So
Mm-mm.
you're gonna have to make some sacrifices to further your brand if you're ESPN. So I mean, it's unfortunate that those people lost their jobs with ESPN, but I mean, we've seen some of them rebound pretty fairly, especially Keyshawn Johnson and what's his name over at Undisputed to
Richard
take
Sherman.
over. Yeah,
Richard Sherman. Yeah.
so I mean, some of these people they bounce back pretty all right, and they're gonna. It's just the media market world. It's ever changing. We see it in our work all the time. Reports
Mhm.
coming in and out. It's just the way it goes.
It was like then Mark Jackson and Jeff Van Gundy. That was like whoa, like they're
Yeah,
letting them go, like for Doc Rivers. Like I mean, and I'm just gonna be completely honest. this Doc Rivers and Mike Breen is awesome, but this Doc Rivers
No, yeah,
and
Mike
Mike
Breen to
Breen,
go.
you don't like Mike Breen? You don't like
Yeah, I
Mike?
said Mike Breen. Mike Breen to go. He
Oh
wanted to
yeah,
go.
Mike Breen's go. He's one of the go. It's just him, Doc Rivers, and my girl. I like her. Like the woman commentator, the OG.
Not Doris.
Doris
Uh,
Burke.
oh yeah, you talking about Doris? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, she's the GOAT. It's just bringing Doc Rivers in with that mesh. I don't get that. I don't get Doc. I don't get it. Like, it's just dumb. Like, I wish they would have kept that
It's
unit there, but
yeah. I mean, just changing it up a bit. I
Keyshawn
mean,
letting it go. Yeah,
you get one coach out, one ex coach at Mar Jackson. You get him out. You bring another one in with Doc Rivers, and
yeah,
so and probably at a cheaper price too.
yeah.
Probably same knowledge, if not probably better knowledge, maybe better knowledge. You know how I feel about Doc Rivers, though. I probably would have Mark Jackson over Doc Rivers any damn way because
Exactly.
I just don't trust Doc Rivers, especially playoff basketball. Doc Rivers, Jesus Christ,
Jesus
good luck
Christ.
trying to make it out of the first round. Yeah, but I
Or second
mean,
round.
it's just
Yeah,
or
yeah.
the second round, and it's just it's just ESPN taking the cheaper route. That's
Yeah.
all it is.
I hopefully next year. I mean, this is gonna happen again next year because layoffs just happen in life in general
Right.
next year.
It's like WWE. We see these wrestlers get laid off all the time.
Yeah,
That's just how the business world works. Corporate America, people get laid off all the time. It is what it is. It's
yeah.
unfortunate. You don't want to see anybody be unemployed, but
I like
it
Unc.
happens.
I like Unc and I like Pat McAfee, and I think the sky's the limit for both of them. I just hate for all those people that they had to lay off though. That was absolutely crazy. And also, before we get to our final thoughts, shout out to Texas Rangers winning their first World Series. Unbelievable. I mean, that was just so crazy. The whole series, the whole postseason, they did it. So Texas
Oh
Rangers,
yeah, the postseason was pretty entertaining. But I've been trying to tell people baseball probably got the best playoff season. With the postseason baseball ain't
uh huh,
nothing like it.
yeah,
Ain't nothing like fall baseball, man. So it was a pretty entertaining, especially the D backs. Shout out to those D backs for doing the thing, causing chaos and stuff. But yeah, that was one of the quickest World Series in my life.
it was. It was quick,
It was done. It was that World Series was done by like 5-6 days.
right? Yeah,
It didn't take long to finish up that World Series. So
he did.
it
And
was cool.
also give
We'll see
hockey.
what Tony gonna do and stuff.
Yeah, we'll see. $700 million man. We'll see. Like, if you
Right.
heard what I said last week, I'm teaching my kids how to play baseball so we can get like,
There you go. There you go.
I'm teaching our youngins how to play baseball. We will get a ton of money. We are. And,
Mm-hmm.
and also give a shout out to hockey, little hockey love, the Vegas Golden Knights. Jack is it Golden Knights. That's it right. Golden Knights won the
Golden Knights, Golden
NHL,
Knights,
won the NHL
Stanley Cup.
championship, Stanley
Mm.
Cup. Shout out to them as well. All right, let's go to our final thoughts. Let's just talk
With
about
the nicest banner too.
nicest banner. Yeah, they got a nice. I saw it too. The opening that they had, it was pretty. I was like, oh, Vegas living it
Man,
up.
that thing
Yeah,
super gold. No,
yeah.
no, they got one of the nicest banners, the nice championship banners out of a lot of professional teams. When they unveiled that thing, I said, "Ooh, is that velvet? Boy,
Uh-huh.
that championship banner nice."
It
So
is.
yeah,
Man. And then the
shout out to
Aces.
the Golden Vegas, nice,
And,
and the Aces. Shout out
and
to Vegas in general.
yeah.
It was a good overall year for Vegas. Yeah, especially the Aces, the Golden Knights, and them hosting the F1 Grand Prix there.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to Vegas for doing for holding it down in the sports world.
Yeah. Except the Raiders. Raiders are Raiders. But besides that, they're hosting the Super Bowl next year. So
Yeah,
they're hosting the Super Bowl. They got that to look forward to. They're hosting the Super Bowl. All right, let's get to our final
yeah,
thoughts.
that's what the Super Bowl going to be at. Yeah,
Yeah, for 2024. Just talk about the New Year's
yeah.
goals. What we're looking forward to for the year 2024. There's a lot of stuff going on in 2024. a lot of stuff. We got, where do I begin? I mean, of course, you got the Super Bowl, you got the Royal Rumble we mentioned earlier. The Olympics are next year, the Summer Olympics.
That's right. That's right, in Paris.
Yeah, and we got a election, a presidential election next year. So it's a lot of stuff going on next year. So
Dang, yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
gotta
You heard Trump. They in Colorado, they're not gonna put Trump on the ballot.
I saw that. Let's see if other states can
Yeah,
follow that
that's
motto.
crazy.
We'll see. But
I mean, if the one doesn't, I wouldn't be surprised if other follow, you know. But they trying to contest it in I think they're gonna try to contest that in the Supreme Court. So we're gonna see how that unfolds. But that's pretty
I think that
big
Trump thing,
whenever you already losing that many with that many electoral votes, man,
right?
that's pretty big.
Right.
That's pretty
We see
big.
how it is. We see how that Trump train, I don't want it to go about, I just don't want it again, but we'll see. Gosh, this is I can only imagine worse. I can only imagine worse, but we gotta
Yeah.
vote. Make sure you guys vote for next year. But any goals you got, personal goals or sports goals you want for 2024 for you?
Personal goals, man. I'm trying to get back into that sports media world, like real deal. Get back in there like I was back in 2018, 2019, before the pandemic hit. I'm sure you, man, I used to be in those locker rooms with Mike Sadie and stuff. So I'm trying to get back into that grind.
Same thing follow, but you said hopefully we get this podcast going, up and coming.
Oh yeah. I'm probably gonna try to have some ventures on my own too. I wanna what I wanna do is I also wanna have our podcast going, and then start another podcast where it'd be like a live stream.
Yeah.
So
Like
I've been looking at different broadcasting softwares to use and stuff, and different type of streaming softwares and stuff. So I got some ideas going up in here for to elevate the stuff to another level.
Gotcha. And same thing, I'm just thankful for you guys to follow us here on this journey so far this year. And like I said, man, we hope that you guys have a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. And we're gonna see you guys January 4th in studio, January 4th, to start the year and get things going off the right way for 2024. So if anything else, I am your co-host Greg, along with Darren Randolph. We will see you guys in 2024. Peace.
24 Outskis.
Throw it down, big man.